I want to speak directly to the person watching this who is currently lying in the bed or sitting at their desk, staring at a screen, feeling an overwhelming sense of guilt. You haven't done the work you were supposed to do. You haven't replied to that text. The room is messy, and the narrative playing in your head right now is I'm so lazy, I'm useless. Why can't I just get up and do it? I was a medical student, now I am a doctor, and on this channel, Clarity Mechanics, I look at the problems through a biological lens. And I want to tell you something that might save your life. There is a massive difference between laziness and depression. You need to define terms. We need to define terms. Laziness is a choice. When you are lazy, you are actively choosing to relax because you enjoy relaxing. You are having fun. You don't want to work because you would rather watch a movie. This is no guilt. There is no guilt in true laziness. Depression is not a choice. Depression is when you want to do the work. You are screaming at yourself internally to get up. You are desperate to be productive, but your body feels like it weighs 1,000 kilos. You aren't even enjoying the downtime. You are just suffering through it. If you, if entire this picture, if it sounds like you, if you are paralyzed but you hate being paralyzed, you aren't lazy. You are dealing with the physiological malfunction. Today, I am going to explain exactly what is breaking inside your hardware so you can stop blaming yourself and your software. Okay, now we are going to discuss the biological reality because I made this channel for that. Now, I am going to put some education inside that software of yours. Let's get technical for a moment, okay? People think depression is an emotion. It's not. Sadness is an emotion. Now, sadness happens when something bad happens, like a breakup, okay? A bad grade. It hits, it hurts, it fades. Depression is a state of being. It's an hardware issue, okay? Inside your brain, you have few key players. You have prefrontal cortex, that's in the front, okay? That is the CEO of your brain, okay? It makes a decision. It says, get out of the bed. You have a limbic system, the emotional center. Now, the system is situated right in the middle, and you have neurotransmitters, the fuel. For example, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. When you are depressed, study shows that the connection between your CEO, that is the prefrontal cortex, and your emotions is physically weakened. Your CEO is shouting, get up, you need to get up, but the phone line is cut. The body doesn't get the message. Furthermore, chronic stress and depression, that is a real issue, actually shrinks the hippocampus. Now, what's hippocampus? It is that part of the brain which is responsible for memory, emotion, and its a regulation. High levels of cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Okay, they are toxic in these brain cells. Nobody likes stress. Okay, so when I say it's not in your head, I mean it's not imaginary, it is physical. Asking a depressed brain to be just be happy is like acting is like asking a car with no spark plugs to start just because you turn the key really hard. The mechanics are offline. It doesn't work. Now there is a medical term like asking some sort of questions. I'm going to be helpful here. Okay, and I'm going to explain this very easily. So how do you know if it is burnout, laziness, or clinical depression? Let's understand this. In medicine we use a mnemonic called SIGE okay, SIGECAPS, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to walk you through it. I want you to mentally check off how many of this apply to you. Okay, S stands for sleep. This isn't just sleeping a lot, it's a disturbance. Do you have insomnia or hypersomnia? Sleeping 12 hours and still tired? Answer yourself. A classic sign is early morning awakening, waking up at 4 a.m. with a racing heart and unable to fall asleep. Okay. I is interest. That is anhedonia. This is the most painful symptom, to be honest. Anhedonia means the inability to feel the pleasure which you once felt. For example, the food you used to love tastes like cardboard now. The video games you played are boring. You aren't bored, your dopamine reward system is offline. You physically cannot feel the win which you used to feel. The third one, SIG, G for guilt. Now, pathological guilt I'm talking about. Ruminating on mistakes for 5 years ago, still stuck around, feeling like a burden to your family, thinking people would be better off without you. That heartbreak. E, the fourth one, E for energy. Now this is a fatigue, but it's not iron a mile fatigue. It's a lead-in paralysis. Your arms and legs feel heavy. Taking a shower feels like climbing Mount Everest. C is for concentration. We call this brain fog. You read a paragraph in a book, and by the end of it, you forget the beginning. You can't focus on a movie, you feel dull, and then you ask the question, am I stupid? No, you're not. You're just having a brain fog. A is for appetite. Significant weight loss or weight gain. Either food disgusts you, or you are just using food to try to get some dopamine hit, or maybe feed your stomach. Now, P for psychomotor changes. In simple terms, this is what others see. You're moving in slow motion, like some retarded fellow or something, or are you agitated, pacing around the room, unable to sit still? Any of this, you answer to yourself and keep the points. S, the last S, is for suicidability. This is darkness, thoughts of death. Not necessarily planning it, but thinking, I wish I didn't wake up tomorrow. If you have this, please, this is a medical emergency. Consult to your nearest doctor and take care of yourself. This is your brain lying to you because it is a pain. You need help. Okay. If you identified with five or more of these, this is a diagnosis. This is not a character flaw. I hope you're okay. Now, here is the trap. The mechanics of depression creates a loop. You feel tired, so you do less. You feel guilty about doing nothing or doing less. The guilt creates stress. The stress in turn worsens the depression. You feel more tired. Most people are waiting for motivation to strike. They think, once I feel better, I'll clean my room. As a doctor, I have to tell you that day is not coming, not on its own. It will never come unless and until you start. In a depressed brain, action must precede motivation. You have to understand this. You have to do the thing while you feel terrible. You have to brush your teeth while you want to cry. You have to go to work while your leg feel heavy. You need to understand this because biology works backwards. You need to move the body. I'm telling again, you need to move your body, signal the brain, and release these chemicals which we talked earlier. You cannot think your way into right acting. You have to act your way into right thinking. I hope we are clear. Okay. Now, please, I am genuinely worried about you if you are watching this video. I am pretty sure you won't need any other video. I know this sounds very impossible. I know how heavy that weight feels. So, here is kinda my prescription for you today. Lower the bar. Stop trying to fix your whole life today, in this moment, right now. Your only goal today is a non zero day. Do one thing, wash one dish, put a fresh clothes. Just one signal to your brain that you're still in the driver's seat. Acknowledge the sickness. Stop calling yourself lazy. Love yourself. When you can't get out of your bed, say to yourself, I'm currently experiencing a symptom called psychomotor retardation. It separates you from the disease. Okay. Seek professional help. I am a guy on the internet. I was a medical student. I am a doctor. I am currently working. If you saw yourself in this 8 points SIGECAPS list, go see a professional. Okay. This is limited. Therapy and medication are the not sign of weakness. They are just a tool to fix the hardware. You wouldn't treat a broken leg with positive vibes. Let's be honest. Don't treat this with them either. Look, take the professional help. And I'm telling you, you're not broken. You are just dusty. The engine is frozen, but it can be warmed. Be patient with yourself. I'm Dr. Cloud. I'll see you in the next one.